Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back, imbeciles. If you don't subscribe to the Patreon, I'll cut my dick off. There we go.
That
Welcome
would
back.
Make probably a lot of women in the world want to not subscribe to the Patreon.
Oh, right.
You have a lot of enemies in the female community.
That
They'd
could've
probably love to
backfired.
see your member dangling on the ground while
big
you
time.
spurt blood from your former love gun.
Yeah, I didn't think that one through. But
Yeah.
welcome to the show.
We just
everyone.
lost all our Patreon subscribers. They're all now you have to take a rusty butter knife and cut it off while it's soft.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Man, I would love it.
Cut it
if
off
you could
while
take
it's
it off for
soft.
6 months, then put it back on for a month.
I know you.
I get so much morning wood. It ruins my sleep.
You do want a Mr. Potato Head your dick, which
I
is
would
really
love
strange.
that. That's a great. That's not strange. Nothing strange about wanting to change your gender, Alex. Again, on the wrong side of history.
Yeah. You know what, dude? Here's the thing, guys. You know about me? I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, he just goes out on stage and during the beginning of a joke calls a doctor a bitch.
I'm stuck. I'm like stuck. I'm perennially in 1995.
He's okay with you being gay if you're white. You're okay with that. You haven't gotten into the interracial, inner homosexuality yet.
There's nuances to it that I'll never fully come around to.
And so, folks, we've been doing the podcast for about 90 seconds now. That's about how long it took me to vote a week ago.
No, it didn't.
It literally took me maybe not more than 2 minutes.
But you're a New York citizen.
What?
You're a New York citizen.
I know. I'm just saying, if you would have put in just 5 minutes of work 2 weeks ago, it could have been you.
I don't think 5 minutes would have.
You really just had to put in your address and like one piece of ID.
You didn't do your taxes for like 10 years.
I didn't. I did my taxes. I didn't do them for 2 years, and the government would have given me money. They probably saved money by me not paying taxes those years.
I mean, I'm just
this
saying.
year I have paid them. And I will though. I will. I do have to.
If you didn't,
for
2 months, listeners,
that
Geoff
was a
winked
loud
at the
wink.
camera.
I am in the process of doing it. I'm about halfway done.
What?
It takes a while. It's not easy.
You should have done your taxes in like May.
You can get it. I got
April.
whatever you call it, an extension. The extension did end about a week ago, but I did have a 6-month extension. Yeah. Anyone can get an extension. It's not a penalty. You can get 6 months.
Why didn't
easy.
you do it in March or April when everyone else does it?
Why didn't you follow the government? Oh God, I was busy, you piece of shit.
Fuck you. Then I don't have to vote,
busy.
you loser. I don't have to
my
vote.
God. You don't have
You didn't
to.
do your taxes for 3 years.
Oh my God, they're no different.
There wasn't 2 years. It was definitely longer than that, dude.
No, it was in like 2020, 2021. I didn't do my taxes.
This guy did not do his taxes for a long time.
In years, I made almost no money.
And I
probably made $15K a year those years. They definitely owed me money.
It's a tough look.
It was bad. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Well, one of the amendments on the voting thing for New York was keeping the streets clean. So I don't want to hear you complaining about garbage in Bushwick anymore. You can't complain about it being dirty anymore. There was a vote to make a new authority that'll clean up the streets.
My issue,
you weren't part of it.
Is I mean I have so many issues with Bushwick.
But you always say it's dirty. I don't want to hear that shit anymore.
It's disgusting.
There was also a thing about like ending discrimination against women and minorities. So I hope that they make it so they end that discrimination, but then they discriminate people who didn't vote. I hope that's what they do. They line you up against a wall and just shoot you in the foot.
You are not. You've been so like you've gone back and forth on your opinion on voting.
No, I think everyone should do it. I just don't think you're a fucking hero for doing it. But you should do it. It's easy.
I don't think
it's legitimately took me 90 seconds. And it's kind of fun too. You got to put this thing. You don't even know what it is. Man, there's so many secrets us voters know. You don't even know.
I wouldn't even know what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, remember those Scantron tests that the teachers told you the answers to in high school?
Yes.
It looks like one of those. But this one, you could have picked the answers. You don't have to cheat off a nerd.
I picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, you would have somehow voted for Trump. I thought the bubble was on the right.
You vote Kamala?
No, Jill Stein.
Wow.
It's New York. We're not a swing state. I already said. I don't know. Well, you asked me a question. I answered. That's what that was.
Jill Stein. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. If I lived in Pennsylvania, I would have voted for Kamala. I've made this clear already. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think she's going to win. I think it's been swinging her way. Can we get a final odds makers? We're recording this
Connor.
the day before the election.
We're recording the day before. Yeah. So you
of
guys
course. So when
this
this comes out, the world might already be over. Free speech might be done as we know it. So we kind of got to let it fly. high in this last episode.
I got the odds here.
What are the odds? I think it's inching a little closer, isn't it?
It looks a little bit better than last time I looked. Trump is at -138. Kamala is at +150. This is from oddschecker.com.
Okay, so it's plus 160 last time. So that means like, but I think there's some polls that came out that have always been right that said she's in the lead in a few key states. So we'll see.
Isn't there a guy that picks the president every year? He's right every time.
Well, that was Nate Silver, but he was done. He got undone by 2016. He fucked up, and then he kind of lost his paramount status. He still does it, but he's not the golden boy he was.
Well, because you can't get like you can't be wrong once.
You can't be, and he was wrong in like a big way. That was when 90% chance Hillary was going to win.
Nate Silver gave it that.
Yeah, and then Trump won, of course.
How does he still have a job?
I don't quite know. Yeah, he does a lot for sports stats.
Connor, can we get Nate Silver's pick for this?
Yeah. What isn't he 538? Isn't that his website or something? That's the number of the electoral college votes that are up for grabs.
Would never have guessed.
I know. We could have gone all day you guessing what that number stands for.
538. Just his zip or his area code.
Are you gonna watch the election with us tomorrow?
I was invited.
Yeah, you were invited, but you're still considering making your presence known.
I'm considering. We're at Tim's, right?
No, it's at Matt's house, but yeah.
It's at Matt's, dude. Matt's place is small.
Oh my God. Dude, you're not going to watch one of the most consequential days in our lifetime together with your friends.
We should watch at Tim's, for real.
Oh my God.
That needs to be changed.
You're such a loser.
I was at Matt's the other day, dude.
The chair space is lacking.
Dude, I really will. Like, none of us will fit. It'll be me, you, Tim.
They have a balcony.
Lizzie, Matt.
A big balcony.
What do you mean they have a balcony? They can put the TV out there?
We could easily. We don't really need to watch it the
Patio
whole time.
seating?
I don't need to watch the election the whole time. It won't come out till 9 o'clock. Really?
Is it like a restaurant situation?
Oh my God! No, stay at home. Actually stay at home.
Chips and salsa.
We don't need you to come from 8 to 10:30 and then leave. I got work in the morning.
Listen, dude.
Jesus Christ!
I'm telling you, it's gonna be cramped.
The man has never had fun in his entire life.
I've had so much fun.
Yeah,
I've had so much fun.
Before you met me. It hasn't been much after.
I've got the Nate Silver stuff here.
What does Nate Silver say?
So 538 is projecting that Trump out of 100 times wins 52.
Oh, okay.
And Kamala wins 48. There's another article with a quote that says he sees it as virtually a tie, but his gut says Trump will win.
Oh, okay.
Sylvie.
Virtually a tie, though. That's better than 60-40 that it was a couple weeks ago. So we'll see what happens. I
think Silver is probably. I think Trump. I will.
Yeah. What's your prediction? Let's make your pick. Yeah. Well, we all know this is Alex Drago. He's never been wrong in his life. Let's see who's he going
I know
with?
most things. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think Trump's gonna win.
You think Trump's gonna win?
I do.
Yeah, and you'll love that.
I won't.
Twitter will be better.
No, Twitter will suck, actually. I would love if Kamala won.
Okay, yeah. I think Kamala's going to sneak it out. I think it's going to be an upset.
And I've said this before, but it's
close,
just everything, when he's president, everything he does is like national news every day. He owns,
you mean what the president does is news?
We never know what Biden's up to.
Yes, what are you talking about?
Never.
It's memed constantly what he's saying.
That guy is, it's so much more subdued, though.
You're just not in that world. Dude, you're not in that world.
This is not an argument. I want you to know.
In circles of people, it's not as big of a deal, but on the internet and right-wing circles, they're talking about Joe Biden's every word. Every day there's like, a picture of him biting a baby's hand. Oh, it's going viral. You're missing all this stuff. I keep my right-wing friends around.
I think Trump will kind of control, will take the spotlight in a way that Biden did not. I think things were a little bit more. I've even heard comics say about it, like, when Trump's in office, like, we'll have something to talk about. Lame to say, but
yeah. And finally, you'll make a couple jokes about politics, maybe.
Under no circumstances.
It'll get so political. Even Alex Dragovich has to throw his take in the ring.
Every fucking Trump joke I hear, I die a little slower.
Oh my God. But every dating joke, he gets a little harder. Well, it's a real clever take on how first dates are weird.
Yeah, man.
Wow. You're really bending the game there.
Personal is interesting.
Your jokes are so impersonal.
Personal is interesting. It is. It's true.
I've been telling you that for years.
What?
That to make things more personal.
Personal's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm with it. I honestly, I wish I had more like notes for today because, brother, I've been sitting at home.
Oh my God. Another sob story about this never ending mild cold.
Connor, play the slow piano music. I am fucking over this thing, but we are making strides.
Wait, you're not over it fully? Or you mean you're just over being sick?
Oh, I'm not like 100% no.
Okay. But were you ever 100%?
That's a great question.
I don't think I've ever known you to be firing on all cylinders. So,
dude,
I think you've kind of lived on 85% for most of your life.
You've seen me cook. You've seen me in the pocket.
I've seen you in the pocket only when a woman's within 30 inches of you.
Wow.
That's it. When a woman is trying to have sex with you, then you turn it on.
Yeah.
When it comes to the stage, when it comes to hanging out with friends,
I'm alert.
It's about 80%.
That's not true.
80%.
That's not true at all. But guys, I am feeling better. It's I'm glad some of you asked about me in Detroit when Geoff was in Detroit.
A couple people asked. Well, they didn't ask if you were feeling better. They asked if you were still sick. They didn't want to know if you were feeling better.
No,
they were actually like, "Oh, Alex didn't come with. Thank God he's still sick."
No, they were concerned.
I would like to say also, my feature this weekend, Tim Smith got sick also. So it's starting to think maybe it's my presence that makes my features sick.
You're like a walking meat market.
Tim was pretty sick all weekend. He couldn't really drink or hang all day Saturday. He was just in his room with a headache and fatigued. So maybe I am carrying some plague or something.
I love how you say the way you say plague.
Plague.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mispronouncing. What does plague mean?
It's a plague.
It's a plague. I don't give a fucking shit about the English language.
It's the worst way to say that.
Sorry, it's just how we talk in Minnesota.
And I bet you didn't give Tim any shit for being down, for being a soldier that was down.
Because he brought it on stage.
Oh my God.
On stage, you wouldn't have known a thing was wrong with him. You would have thought he just got a shot of adrenaline before he went on stage.
The whole weekend, dude.
I know. We all have different barometers for crushing. Some of us are harder on ourselves, and it shows.
That is just unreal. That is incredible.
Tim didn't do much crowd work either. You never have to worry about Tim dipping into crowd work.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure he did zero crowd work.
Yeah, I did a little bit, but it was better.
Oh wow, interesting. Yeah.
So we got a new guy in Cleveland this weekend.
Good.
It's going to be a dark weekend in Cleveland, folks. Anyone who's coming to those shows, I just think the energy is going to be off. Post-election,
if you're lame when Trump wins, that's gonna be so gay.
What do you mean if I'm did you just say something's gay? That's the lamest thing you can do.
Whatever.
Oh
dude.
My God, that's such a lame thing you just did.
What?
We're bringing that back, saying that things you don't like are gay.
It's been back.
That sucks. Yeah, and it sucks.
It's been back.
It's
for
a
while.
lack of inventiveness with language. It's just move to Austin, you dumb hack.
I'm ready.
What are you gonna do? Fucking kill Tony?
I'm ready.
The dicks are gay.
God, Trump winning, and Jeff's like, oh man, oh God, fascism.
Oh well, he is a fascist, but Kamala's just a smiling fascist. So,
Do you really think Trump is gonna ban abortion? Are you that stupid?
When did I say that? Do I remember? Did I say that, folks? Can we roll the tape? Clear all the tape. Clear all the tape.
I'll roll the tape.
I think he could. I don't know for sure. I think it could happen.
Connor, do you think Trump's going to ban abortion?
Why are you yelling?
The man that he loves abortion as much as me.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not about that. It's about his constituents. He doesn't believe in anything. Trump he just believes in what people tell him to believe.
He could only do something through an executive order. Otherwise, it would have to go through Congress, right?
I don't quite understand how stuff like that works, honestly.
So I don't know if he could himself. He could suggest it.
Yeah. And there's more than just the presidential election, which of course you don't know because you never vote, but there's many congressional and Senate seats up for grabs as well that are, if not more important than the presidency.
Yeah. What's the Senate?
I don't actually know where that one's leaning. Yeah. What's the projection on those things?
Is the Senate mostly Democrat right now or Repub?
We have we Democrats have them more than half in both. I don't know if they have the super majority or not, though. I can't remember. But those things are complicated.
But don't the Republicans have the super?
Oh boy, we could be here all week.
Supreme
folks.
Court.
They do have the Supreme. I mean, they do. Yeah,
So they got the Supreme Court, and we got Congress and the Senate,
and the presidency for now.
and the presidency. We got 3 out of 4.
I guess. Yeah.
What's he gonna? What would Trump do if Trump wins? What's gonna happen?
I mean, it depends on if he gets the Senate and the House. I don't know. What are the projections on that, Connor? Is that a thing in there?
The Senate from 538. It's that Republicans win the Senate 92 out of 100 times.
Oh wow, dang.
I can look up the
Okay, that's pretty much guaranteed then.
Oh, holy shit!
Dang, yeah.
Is that real?
Oh,
Is that for real?
Oh, is that a little?
Yeah, I mean, I think it swung Republican in the midterm, which
Did
usually
they get
does.
I thought it was like fairly even.
538. That's like that's the abortion thing, right?
What?
Or what? Or
What?
What's a something 25? What number thing?
Have you Project 2025?
Yeah.
What do you think Project 2025 is? This is fascinating.
I don't know.
The man who didn't vote, nothing will happen. But I heard there's this 25 thing that's kind of
People
bad.
have been sharing. Is that the abortion thing?
That is one of the things. Project 25 is a long list of things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you. Oh, sorry. I was. See, my mind's.
Trump hasn't expressly supported Project 2025, but he has. Some of his people in his camp do. So
if
I got the House here.
Okay, what's the House?
The House is pretty even. It says Republicans win control 51 out of 100 times.
Oh, so that's another toss up, pretty much. Okay.
So Senate swinging, House is up in the air.
Okay.
what is what does the circumstances need to be for, in terms of the Senate and the Congress, for abortion to get banned? What kind of?
I don't know that exactly off the top of my head. I don't know
the circumstances in terms of like what the
is that. Yeah, that's your big issue because you need the abortions. You're starting to care now, but you didn't seem to care when I tried to get you to vote. It's interesting. Now that your back's against the wall and it's getting a little antsy.
I'm getting antsy now.
Oh, isn't that so interesting?
I'm getting a little nervous.
Why don't you go to the polling place tomorrow and beg them, please let me vote. I'm sorry, I was a bad little boy.
Plan B is essential to my life.
I was just an apathetic white jock and I didn't think about others.
Dude,
Please
I care. I care.
Yeah, really?
Dude, I donate when I need to.
When have you donated to anything?
The summer 2020.
Oh, you did donate to a couple BLM things.
Big bucks.
4 years ago. The people, they're hurting now.
They are.
I'm sure. Every organization needs money. Food shelters need money. They could use a tall guy to stock the shelves.
Yeah, I'll do
You
like
could be why don't you, maybe me and you, what about we bell ring for the Salvation Army?
like outside of Walgreens?
Oh, yeah, or whatever they do it. Yeah.
Like,
I guess you don't really see people doing that in New York.
Like
but
for Christmas or whatever?
yeah, I used to do that in high school all the time.
What?
Yeah, I would bell ring. Why is that crazy? I would bell ring and get money. That was funny. I would get the money. Salvation Army, they don't have great views on the gays, but they do a good job nonetheless.
Did you wear like a Santa hat and shit?
Yeah, of course.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And so this was like right after school?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for like an hour and a half or
Just
something.
you?
Yeah, usually you're alone. Yeah.
Did you?
Have you never volunteered for anything?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. You've just lived a life of apathy. I
Yeah.
love it. You've never like worked in a food kitchen or food shelf or anything, serving them soup or what was that thing where you would like make meal packets to send to Africa? I can't remember what the name of the organization was.
We did that all the time. Like that, like in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've made a meal or two. I think I put together a couple sandwiches.
Oh my God.
I think I shipped a grilled cheese out to to Ghana.
Grilled cheese to Ghana. Wow, they're like Drago's grilled cheese has arrived.
I sent one.
Everyone gets a bite of a cold grilled cheese made by Alex Drago.
Yeah, I think I sent like
He's a top 5 prospect in Illinois.
Yeah, I sent out.
He's going to Notre Dame. Wow.
Yeah, dude, people were. Yeah.
I thought usually the athletes they didn't make you like do charity stuff every couple weeks for the photo op for the university.
Yeah, so like we volunteered at the local like middle school. I remember like we would
just play basketball with the kids.
We would hang out with them at recess and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you have a way with kids? I just don't know if.
Oh, dude, I think I've read to kids before.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You can barely read to yourself.
Ironic, right?
Wow. Yeah. Are they like, no, you pronounced that one wrong, Mr. Alex?
They're like, do you want me to read, sir?
You're going kind of choppy.
You just want me to read?
It kind of seems like you're buffering between sentences.
Yeah, I guess this is a long
Do you
one.
like kids? I don't know if does the joy come out around kids, or do you get cantankerous and annoyed by them?
My niece is cool. My niece is
So
cool.
one child who you related to.
I like my niece. Like, how do you do around kids? I don't know.
Kids, I love kids. They love me.
Really?
I'm a king of kids. Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
I think you're the king of
I'm
kids.
the king of kids. When I'm on the playground, I'm the king. I was always playing. I was a freeze tag king.
Well, because you were like, that was your job for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was always, no, kids get along with me. When at family gatherings, I was always hanging out with my younger cousins. I was the guy who took care of the younger kids.
Really?
I didn't really hang out with the adults at all. When I was like 14, I'd be hanging out with the 7-year-olds playing. It was fun as hell. It was the best
Just like
time.
playing video games and stuff.
They're just chasing each other, cops and robbers. Classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're just watching the kids?
Yeah, it's so fun.
Cops and robbers. Yeah,
Oh my god, freeze tag! Some of the most fun time. Remember what was that game? Ghost in the Graveyard. Remember those games?
Well, Ghost in the Graveyard was like a real. That was intense.
And flashlight tag at night.
Dude,
oh my
running
god,
bases. Did you ever play that?
I don't know that one. Kick the can.
It
Is
was
that
like when
that?
you're constantly in. I remember. So it's like, I mean, we would play it in my basement a lot. So it'd be like one blanket on one side of the basement, and then another blanket on the other side of the basement, and then there'd be two guys would play catch. And you're basically stealing. You had to steal the base. So there would be like 3 or 4 kids, like let's say 2 on one blanket and 2 on the other blanket. It'd be it'd be like a base.
Okay,
like,
I get that.
Like the
bases. I got that from the
and
name.
it was the first to like if you could steal like 10 bases. The first person.
How do
to
you
steal
get
10.
out?
Huh?
How do you get out?
You can get you get tagged.
You get tagged. Oh, it sounds like Monkey in the Middle. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It's like a baseball version.
Did you guys play Smear the Queer? That one doesn't go. That one doesn't go anymore.
Yeah. I guess our Gen Z.
I guess you might like that one now that you're saying gay. Now that you've flipped into an Austin comic. Oh my god,
dude!
What, are you gonna be gay about Trump winning? That was a low point in the pod, folks. We all felt it.
You are, by the way.
lame.
You're going to be.
I don't think I will. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll write some great jokes about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do politics in Cleveland this weekend. It's gonna be too weird.
Oh, you can do the Browns joke? Got to, right?
Oh, I'll have to do that one. I guess. Yeah.
That'll murder.
It will. Some people get offended by that one. Yeah. That one's been weird sometimes. Yeah.
Really?
Some shows people get weird about me saying, keep the Browns out of the White House. People just take things you say at face value. I'm like, it's just a pun.
Well, if someone's like, again, like with these clubs, sometimes if someone's just like eating their chicken fingers and they're not hearing the whole joke and they just hear you say Browns out of the way, I was like, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Not everyone's my fan. Like 70% are there to see me, but there's some people they're like, we just want a night out. And then I'm doing 5 child porn jokes. And they're like, we don't really like comedy anymore.
Yeah, I don't even,
Yeah.
I think
Some lady after one of the Detroit shows, some like young Muslim woman came out, and while me and this guy Mustafa were selling merch, she's like, your jokes are going to make you go to hell. She said that before stomping out. She was like a good looking 30-year-old Muslim woman. She's like, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
I was like, great.
Yeah, I love Mustafa. He's amazing.
Yeah, Mustafa was in town. There's a lot of, my friend Esteban Tuma, who I started comedy, hosted. I pulled a bad move. I booked 4 people to host this weekend. I said yes to 4 different people and forgot to write it down. So there was a quadruple booking.
Holy shit.
I recognized one of them in advance, so that dog was called off. And then the other guy, I gave a guest spot, but I totally forgot about this guy, Mustafa. So then he did guest spots too.
Ooh.
It was a full kitchen, but it was fun.
That's a fun green room, though. Those are good guys.
It was a good green room. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Detroit's awesome. Detroit's a top 5 city in America. Detroit's great.
Whoa.
People in Detroit love Detroit and they want Detroit to get better, and I like that.
There's
They
a lot
actively
of pride.
they're very proud of Detroit and they want it to become better, and I like that a lot. There's a pride. Whereas St. Louis has given up.
It's over.
St. Louis, that is a hopeless city.
There's nothing going on.
They're so sad. They've given up on downtown St. Louis. They're just like, we're going to live in the suburbs with our Popeyes and our Chick-fil-A, and we've given up on downtown St. Louis.
But Detroit, they're trying to get like
Detroit,
the
they're like
spark
trying to
back.
make it better. They're spending a lot of money, and it seems like it's going decently well.
Really?
Yeah, St. Louis was a great show, but if you bring up the Rams leaving, they have like a deep sadness in their eyes because it is really sad. This $1 billion franchise just left St. Louis for LA.
Yeah.
For a town of gay actors who don't even like sports.
Right. when we were in like high school and college, Detroit was like known as like truly like the worst.
Yeah, that was
place.
always the punchline. It was Detroit. And it was bad. They went bankrupt and it wasn't their fault. The industrial stuff went away. But yeah, now they're coming
What's
back.
their economy now?
I have no idea. I mean, they still do the Ford stuff, but there's other stuff. I have no idea. I don't know what their economy is.
Booming?
Probably tech, probably tourism too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of historic stuff there.
Do you guys walk around and do stuff? Or
We did. Tim was
done?
sick. I did so little. I walked to the farmer's market, but I almost went to the art museum. Then the Uber was $25, and then I didn't go to the art museum. Can't be. I just hate taking Ubers. Makes me feel like I'm wasting my money.
They sometimes they can really add up.
They really add up. I wanted to go to the Motown Museum again, but I couldn't. Yeah, it was closed for some reason.
So St. Louis, you saw our boy, shout out Nate Burrows?
We did see our friend Nate Burrows. His restaurant was closed on Sundays though, so I didn't get to go. But he owns a restaurant in St. Louis called Stews, STEW. If you're in St. Louis, check it out. It's our good friend Nate Burrows. It's Asian fusion and fancy cocktails.
One of the great men of our
apparently it's
time.
like booming. Apparently it's like the cool neighborhood. The only good neighborhood in St. Louis is called Souliard.
Yeah.
And it's like the poppin' restaurant in Souliard.
I mean, Nate's he's the fucking man.
He's a
dude.
jubilant man filled
there's-
with energy, has a kid. Yeah, and he's doing great.
I wish I could inject a little bit of his disposition into my veins. You know?
A little optimism, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe smile on stage during comedy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like.
Maybe it's because you have deep depression you refuse to treat.
No, dude, I was sick. That was the problem. I was sick.
But you've had this disposition your whole life.
No, but like
you are very depressed. You know that, right?
No, see, here's the thing.
You have depression.
This
Can you not admit that?
That I have depression.
You won't admit you have depression.
Here's what I think.
You clearly have depression.
Here's my thing. I think after this sickness, I've had a lot of time to myself, a lot of staring at the ceiling. I'm gonna be a better man going forward. I'm really gonna give life a shot.
But doing the smallest civic duty of voting wasn't in those plans.
Well, I missed the deadline, baby.
I sent you the stuff a week before the deadline.
I was sick.
You can't fill out a form,
Bro.
You just use sickness. He's like, I couldn't set my fantasy football line. My fingers couldn't move.
I didn't have this kind of self-realization, this kind of reflective.
How are you going to be a better person? What are you going to do? Give me two things you're going to do.
I'm going to have this kind of zest for life that's really. I'm going to be back.
What about a specific thing? Those general things mean pretty much nothing.
I'm just going to say yes to more things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes to maybe not from you. But from others.
Yeah. Okay.
From others.
Right.
But
So when I want to go on the road to like a like an indie, like maybe ethnic restaurant, you'll say yes, right?
If you want to go Ethiopian,
you'll say yes. You'll eat with your hands. You won't ask for a fucking fork like a Western pig.
I'll go.
You'll go. Someone recommended on the Patreon, they recommended a shawarma place in Cleveland. Might just have to pop in there since you gave up your $75 steak order.
Oh yeah.
He could have voted, got a $75 meal. Couldn't he? It was so sick, man. I couldn't walk a block.
I'm getting a meal regardless.
I couldn't
folks.
walk a block.
It wasn't, and honestly, this kind of sickness, I didn't do anything. I haven't done.
You're such a huge pussy.
But I am back.
He's back, right?
And I'm turned a corner today. Hopefully tomorrow, I'm like really feeling it.
Still on the meds?
Last pill was this morning.
Did you drink
What?
alcohol the last week?
Are you crazy?
So you did actually stay off the wagon?
Yeah, of course.
I heard reports of you partying in the Lower East Side. I just wanted to confirm or deny. You were seen canoodling with a few 23-year-olds. I heard about it.
I did sesh and
you had time to do a show.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I felt really bad about I
couldn't fill out a voter registration form in his bed.
Last Tuesday I was really not feeling well when
we did the podcast, and it shows in the results that you folks had to listen to. You paid for it, and Alex put in a half-hearted effort.
I canceled a show that night, like when we left. I canceled on a show, and I was just feeling like such a piece of shit the rest of the.
But now you're better.
Canceling.
So can we get a promise that this is the end of this sick talk? Next week you're here. You're going to be a man. You're going to be 100%, no complaints.
Dan Carney is like my roommate.
Wow, he didn't say yes, folks.
Well,
I gave him an ultimatum.
To piggyback on what you're saying, Dan Carney like hates me.
Because you've been whining about being sick?
He's like, anytime I walk in here, he's like, you're just such a bummer. All you talk about is being sick. And I'm like, then don't fucking walk in here, man.
Don't walk into the apartment you own?
No, into my room.
Oh, into your room. Well, I'm sure you're just on the bed like, give me a water. Give me a bottle of water. Can you give me a deionized water? I read online it's going to be good for me.
I'm going to call Dan real quick.
I would like to hear his side of the story. I'm sorry he had to live with you. I've had to talk to you for 2 hours a week, and it's been mind-numbing.
I wonder what
you think you had ovarian cancer the way you've been acting.
I'm not
My
that
God.
Like, I'm down, but I
can't wait till something actually happens to you.
Dude, what do you mean you can't wait?
If you have a gallbladder taken out, you'll be out for 6 months.
That's kind of bullshit, dude.
Hello, darling.
Yo, Dan, you're live on the pod.
What up?
What up?
You're with Geoff, me, and Connor. I want to ask, what's your? Can you give a summary of how I've been in the apartment the past couple of weeks?
Just the most negative, whiny, childish ever that a 40-year-old man has ever been.
He calls me 40 a lot.
Well, isn't it embarrassing, Dan? It's embarrassing.
I mean, dude, all day. How do I sound? How do I look?
You sound great. Oh, that's what he was saying?
No,
that's what you're doing?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's
oh my God.
How do I look? And he's like, we're going to beat this thing, man. And I'm like, you have a sinus infection. It's like the seasons are changing, and you're like, I hope I make it through, man. I hope I make it through. But I have to cancel all my plans because I have a little bit of inflammation in my nostrils.
Yeah, no, Dan is really taking the brunt of this.
Well, and Dan's right. You've been acting like a huge little bitch.
I've been a bitch.
Contagious.
You've been a pampered child, and I love it.
When I get sick, the virus isn't contagious, but my attitude very
Your
much
attitude is yes, and it's impacted a lot of people around you.
Yeah,
I want you to know that.
No, it can.
You're like the friend in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're just like laying in that bed.
Yeah.
People go like that's you.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? Hey, turn the corner.
Dan, you deserve a Medal of Honor for what you went through.
Yeah,
Purple Heart.
Yeah, I just wanted to call. I want to be live on the pod, and I just
confirmation.
And I wanted to say I'm sorry, man.
There are terminally ill people who have complained significantly less.
Right.
Than you have in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This point keeps getting made by my friends.
I dated a girl who had bipolar disorder, and she never mentioned it. And you had a sinus infection, and it's all you can talk about. She would go in and out of characters every 2 weeks, and didn't know who she was, and she would never text anyone.
Right.
I got the sniffles, boys. I'm out.
I know.
Alex is like punching holes in our walls.
God, I kind of get better.
It's true. I do. This is, but you know what? I said it live on the pod. I told Geoff. I told Connor here. I'm gonna be a better man going forward.
Okay, we'll see it. We'll see.
It's really beautiful. I'm glad that a sinus infection in your mid 30s is what is the toughest thing you ever had to go through, and it made you who you are.
Thank you, Dan. Well,
altered your personality.
Yeah. No, I'll be better, dude.
We're happy to have you back, and I'm glad to be part of the growth.
I'm turning it around. It's all you can turn it around.
Thanks
for answering, man. I'll talk to you later.
See you, Dan.
Anytime. See you back at the house.
Peace, bro. Peace.
Wow, confirmed everything I've been saying.
Yeah.
You just wallow in your emotions. My God.
Yeah, but you know what, guys? It's time. It's
You're
time.
having the growth that like a 30-year-old who survived leukemia has.
Definitely.
You're like, oh man, I can't believe I made it to the other side, brother. For a few days there, I didn't think I was walking towards the light.
I've been sick for 3 weeks, dude.
I've been sick for 11 months.
No, not like me.
Oh my God.
Not like me, folks.
We have the exact same thing pretty much, I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's fun. It's good. I hope. Yeah. So this is the last episode. You can whine. So
No
get
more
it out.
complaining after
Get it
this
out,
episode.
folks. Unless it's a different disease, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
It needs to be a fresh disease. Man, I can't imagine when you have actual trauma, what's going to happen, how you're going to process it. I feel like if there's something big happens, you won't react at all.
Right.
You only react when it's a little thing.
Yeah, I have a good feeling you won't be there for me either. I have a good feeling you might stray.
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
quickly.
No one was there for me. We go at life alone, don't we, folks?
Oh my God.
We go
What
at
do you mean
life
no
alone.
one was there for
No one
you?
was there for me, folks, when I needed them most. And I remember Drago calling me when my friend Raghav died. I don't remember him calling me on the phone.
We texted about it.
Yeah, we probably did. I don't care.
Because you
I
don't
know.
call.
I don't call anyone. I never would. I'm not a fucking loser.
Oh my God.
Wow.
No one was there.
No one was there for me.
You got to name your special that. That's
No one was
funny
there for me.
No one was there for me.
No,
That's so
not
funny.
bad,
Do you
not
have a special name?
No, not yet. It's not till March, so I got time. I'm not doing it in December anymore, so we got time.
Oh, yeah. Do you know where you're doing it?
Den Theater, Chicago. Only
Wow,
gonna say
guys.
that on the podcast, though.
That's
so
a leg
if you
go.
see those, they're not even for sale yet, but probably in like a month. Den Theater, mid-March, I believe.
You got to have a new
3 shows.
Some new minutes.
I gotta
for
have
it.
write at least 20 new minutes before March. 20 new high quality minutes. We can do it.
Some bangers, folks.
Some bangers.
They're coming.
I'm not posting jokes on Instagram anymore. I posted a bunch recently. Crowd work only again for a couple months.
Crowd work.
Every
yeah.
2 months, you got to let them know I got 2 new banger jokes. Then you go back to the crowd work.
Okay.
Let them know I'm not one of these hacks who can only do crowd work.
Someone asked me that. Somebody at Sesh asked me, a comic was like, because you do a lot of crowd work now, just to like fill on the grid. Do you have any fans come up to you and been like, I expected more crowd, or do people come for the crowd work now, you think?
Oh, absolutely. They always say, I love your crowd work when I do like 7 minutes of it in an hour and 10 minute set. But that's
Yeah.
all they like. I love the crowd work. There was a crazy moment in Detroit that was truly insane. This guy, I was like, oh, what do you do? He's like, I'm retired. I'm like, you're 50. How are you retired? He's like, I was a musician. I was like, oh, you must have been like really good then. And he was like, yeah, I wrote Basket Case by Green Day.
What?
This guy said he was the original writer of Basket Case and Time of Your Life by Green Day.
That's
but that he
awesome.
like signed a secret agreement. So it's not shown on the records, but it is a thing where there's like ghostwriters and stuff. He claims also one Matchbox 20 song, Real World by Matchbox 20.
Holy
He claimed he
shit.
wrote those 3 songs. He wouldn't tell me his last name. His name is Thomas S. If anyone can do any research and see if he's telling the truth, I would love that.
So he just straight up said, like, I wrote those hits. They made me millions of dollars. Now I'm chilling.
Yeah, and he's just, yeah, exactly. He said he played Time of Your Life at his high school prom in 1984 and then gave it to Green Day 10 years later.
Whoa.
That's what he's claiming. I couldn't find much. I didn't do much research, but if
Did you
anyone
talk
could
to
look
him
this,
after?
now he kind of went away. But he was with like 3 boys and they corroborated it. It seemed like too specific of a thing to be a lie.
Yeah.
He did seem like a musician type guy
But
too.
also, what's interesting, but like,
I mean, like Basket Case, those are like 2 of the biggest songs of the 90s.
no,
Basket Case and
massive.
Time of Your Life are like, he said he only got money from them for 5 years or something.
And then
that's the agreement. He got the licensing or royalties for 5 years.
And he's still retired off.
He's still retired. And Real World was a huge hit too. Like, and there were a couple other songs too.
Holy shit.
And his brother wrote like some big electronic pop song in the 80s for this group called Yazoo. Only You. Great 80s song.
So he only got the royalties for 5 years.
It's a common thing. Like whenever people say Taylor Swift wrote her songs, she didn't write the songs. It's a guy like this guy who doesn't get the credit. No, they're not writing their songs.
T Swift.
It's called Write a Word, Get a Third. It's a music thing.
The gauntlet.
You just
has been
change
thrown
one
down.
word. They just change one word, then they get a third of the music credit.
Oh, really?
Like they'll be like, I think Big should be huge. And they're like, okay, you get a third of the royalties.
Really?
That's what it is. It's a known musical thing. Yeah. These pop stars aren't writing their own fucking songs. It's insane. They maybe did at the beginning, but they're not anymore.
So this guy, I can't believe that you can make, I wonder, like, what kind of millions can you make off this shit?
I mean, think of how many times you hear
Connor, can you Google basket case ghostwriter and just see if there's anything like
we did some cursor. We think we found the guy's musical profile. It's Thomas S.K. something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you guys could look it up. If anyone can find any information, that'd be greatly appreciated.
But don't you think he would be a little bit, I guess, what would he have to lose by saying like, yeah, I wrote that? Like,
I don't know why he wouldn't give me his, I guess he doesn't want it on the internet, his name, and people
that's what I'm saying.
him,
I was like, because he probably knew it was being recorded, right?
Definitely knew that, yeah.
So then he was like,
it took a little bit to get it out of him, but he eventually came through.
Google's not yielding anything off the top here.
No,
I can dig a little deeper, but I don't see much.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a deep dive, but I do. If any listeners are able to go on it, you'd be a hero to the cause.
Yeah.
Thomas S.K. something. Did he write those 3 songs?
that is so fucking cool.
He went to the University of Michigan as well, if that will help.
You write the 3 biggest you write 3 hits like that and you're set for life.
And he was in a frat in the 80s as well, if that helps. I think it was Sig App. He was there with his frat boys for a Wolverines game this weekend. Wow. Yeah. So
did he live? So he lives in Detroit.
No, they all live in Dallas now, but he came back for the game. He wasn't even a fan of mine. They were the randos there, and this guy wrote Basket Case. Then it became a whole thing. Yeah.
That is the coolest thing. Musicians, man, in the way.
No, I like fanboyed out. I was like, oh, this is the show now. That was a show where I did a lot of crowd work.
The way that musicians, like, I'm like just kind of I'm starstruck.
I'm really not starstruck from any comedians. I don't. If Kevin Hart was in the room, I'd be like, "What up, man?" Yeah, I legitimately don't care.
The bassist for Cymbals E Guitars walks in here, I cry.
Yeah, I'll cry. Right, exactly. Yeah, R.I.P. today. I guess you wouldn't know it's a black musician, but Quincy Jones, R.I.P.
Rashida Jones's dad.
Yeah,
the father-in-law to Ezra Koenig.
Wait, he's married to Rashida Jones?
Yeah, no. How hot is that?
I don't think she's attractive, honestly. We went over this. No tits, no ass. I'm out. Huh. Yeah. Beautiful, but not hot.
Wow.
There's a difference.
This is the one time where I kind of side with a woman of color.
Yeah. I said she's beautiful, not hot. There's a difference. Yeah.
I think she's both.
Good. What is Quincy Jones? What's he known for, Drago? Do you know anything about?
I know he's a big time record producer.
You don't know who he produced?
No.
You kidding?
Michael Jackson.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, he produced Thriller and Bad.
There we go.
Possibly Dangerous too. I don't know. But yeah, he's a genius. A true genius.
But he's had his hands on a lot of
music, he's produced. Right? I think he produced Off the Wall too. Yeah, I mean those are like 3 of the biggest albums of all time. What a Life.
Okay.
He was the guy who revealed that Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor were gay. All those guys were gay. They were having sex with each other. Marvin Gaye was gay. Yeah.
Pryor was gay.
Yeah. So every celebrity, once you get rich enough, you've had sex with every woman, they'd have sex with a man then. Didn't you say that Kanye did that too?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. I think I'd be shocked if any celebrity hadn't had gay sex.
Do you think that's why some NBA dudes are kind of like hanging out with some men?
The drag queens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's gay. Yeah. One day you'll realize this. It's a spectrum. We're all a little gay. We're all a little straight.
There's going to be some guy in some mid-sized city that sweeps me off my feet.
Oh, my God. He starts talking to you about Notre Dame basketball. You sit down for him with a pint. He slowly puts his hand in your leg and you say, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? When in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
When in Cincinnati. I would love it.
A cold, dark night.
There's this guy on Instagram who responds to like every one of my stories with like, I want to milk you, daddy, or like stuff like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, Jesus. I think I wrote a story that was like, Cleveland, come to the shows, please. And then he responded, come inside me, please. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It's at the point now where it's like where it's kind of funny.
It is funny. I'm not ever responding. I can't. That's a little too far.
I did have one guy. I think it was from like a sketch that I did or like a joke I had where he followed me and I had to be like, I had to be like, I'm not gay, by the way.
You
Like,
said you said that to him. Wow,
Yeah, I was like,
lost a follower.
I was like, I'm not gay.
You could have just said, I'm not gay right now. Kept a follower. I mean, you don't have many to throw away. You want to keep them all, don't you?
I guess so.
You threw away one from homophobia. Wow.
Yeah, don't have many, but I should have tried to keep that one.
Yeah,
They all count.
They're good people. And folks, of course, we can't do this podcast all on our own, folks. And we're helped by the generous sponsorship of the Ounce of Hope Aquaponic Dispensary located in Memphis, Tennessee. They've got the best flower, the best edibles, the best THC seltzers, everything you could possibly want, folks. Their weed's so good that I was able to not freak out on stage when an audience member said that he wrote Basket Case by Green Day. I was able to stay in the pocket and have some killer riffs that will one day get a couple hundred likes on Instagram. And I can't wait to post it thanks to Ounce of Hope Weed. Drago, what has Ounce of Hope Weed done for you?
Guys, I finally turned the corner with my sickness, and it's because I've been blasting off to the moon every night with Ounce of Hope. It's been so great, and I'm finally back to normal, almost, but thanks to Ounce of Hope.
Thanks to Ounce of Hope. Use the code OSMUS, ASMUS, on the Ounce of Hope website. Orders of $50 or more. You get one free pre-roll, folks. That's enough to make life good for about 3 or 4 days if you're me. So check it out, folks. And we're back. They're good people.
Should we do a question?
Yeah, and how can people ask questions, Alex?
If you subscribe to the Patreon, everybody.
Or if you voted for Jill Stein, you also get to ask questions as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. If you vote for Kamala and Trump, that's also cool. Just as long as you didn't vote for the Libertarian, we can't have that.
Okay.
He's gay. That's fucked up. Gay Libertarian candidate. What's his name again? I don't know why I'm asking you. Something Oliver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oliver, that's a whack name.
His last name.
My first boss, his name was Oliver.
Great word association.
Chase Oliver?
Chase Oliver. Yeah, exactly.
Oliver, man. He came down hard on me a lot, dude.
He what?
He came down hard on me.
Oh.
He was tough on
Why?
me.
Because you weren't doing your homework or trying?
Like my work.
Yeah.
yeah. I also wasn't really doing my work. Yeah. I also was bad at the job.
Okay. So it seems like he had a few reasons.
Question from Serena Culty.
Serena Culty.
How do you think you say this? Kalte.
Culty. Probably.
What is the worst religion?
What is the worst religion? Okay, now we're cooking. I mean, you got it. The Mormon faith is trash. It's trash.
Seems bad to me.
I'm not into it. I think it's a culty thing.
Right.
I learned in Salt Lake City they have like secret handshakes. Let's do one. This is one of the Mormon secret handshakes.
My nose, but yeah.
It's what I don't give a shit. They go like this and they like push in on your vein on your arm. They have like 3 or 4 secret handshakes, and if these guys who after the show who revealed it to me, they're like, technically we're supposed to like kill ourselves because we revealed this to you. You like sign a pact. When you're like 16, you're like, if you reveal these secrets, you have to commit suicide.
What?
They've like kind of relaxed it recently, but that was a thing until like 15 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, isn't Salt Lake doesn't shit close down to like 10 there?
Salt Lake, not really, but the other time, Provo and Ogden, yeah. Salt Lake City is more like ex-Mormon. There is Mormon there, but it's not as. It's more like a regular
so
city.
Like cool people out there.
Yeah, Salt Lake City's cool, but the rest of Utah
is it beautiful?
Yeah, I mean, there's mountains all over. There is smog constantly, though. So that kind of sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mormons can suck one.
Scientology, obviously, an easy one. Let's go for a big one, though. If we're going to go for the big 3, the Abrahamic faiths, which one would I say is trash? This is a tough one. I gotta go Christianity. My bread and butter. Our faith is trash.
How come?
We've hurt the world way too much with our faith, unfortunately. I think J-Dog was a good guy, but his message got perverted. Paul sucked. I hate the parts of the Bible with Paul.
What's your biggest critique of the Islamic faith?
Of the Islamic faith. They get a little too mad when you draw Muhammad or whatever.
Really?
Like they're trying to like kill people when they do that. I was like, you can be mad, but maybe
it's a pretty diplomatic answer.
You don't have to kill people over that. You can be mad. I think sometimes, yeah, maybe
it's drawing Muhammad.
Yeah, I did. I think they get a little too serious about that.
That's your biggest critique?
I mean, I can think of also some of the The women things, yeah, the burqas, all that. Though actually, I mean, there are a lot of women in America should wear a burqa. I'm right. Come on, you should throw them put them in a muumuu and cover that face up. Body positivity's gone too far in America.
Yeah,
at least there's some intrigue. You don't know if they're ugly or not till they take it off. In America, I have to see these ugly wenches walking around.
That is true.
And men too. A lot of ugly men. Isn't that crazy? I'm not even into men, but I'm like, oh. I'm like, you're disgusting.
Did anyone
I wouldn't even fuck you if you were hot, but oh.
Did people make jokes like how masks were kind of like there were people making mask and Muslim jokes, like
definitely
jokes?
Definitely,
probably, right?
Yeah,
like with COVID.
Yeah, I used to have. I had a joke saying people in Arkansas should be wearing masks. They should have masks on because they're ugly.
Yes, that's great.
It was a pretty good joke.
This is a great.
Oh, that's
question.
great.
I have a good question from Sean O'Brien.
He wasn't saying that's great to the joke I said. He was just
no, that joke is great too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just so tough because you don't really show joy.
Dude,
So,
I'm back. Dude.
That's great.
No, I really want to get to this. I like this question a
ha.
lot. Sean O'Brien.
If
you had to pick one to be free and unlimited, massage, chauffeur, or cook, which one are you taking?
One to be free and unlimited.
So if you could have an unlimited massages for the rest of your life, unlimited chauffeur, like a chauffeur to drive you around for the rest of your life, or a cook, which one are you taking?
Cook, not even close. Chauffeur, I don't care about. Massage is interesting, but food. If I can have them cook whatever I want, I don't have to do the dishes, as long as there's a dishwasher too. I ain't doing the dishes.
Dude, the chauffeur is really interesting around New York.
Yeah, we don't really need it that much. You don't even get that fast going car. You could get faster going by the train in New York. Yeah, the sentence didn't come out the way I wanted to.
Dude, the chauffeur has got me rocked up though, Sean.
You would love to tell a guy, hey, take a right up here. Pull over. I got a spot at Sesh. Park the car.
Yeah,
I'll be out in 15.
Park the car. I can go wherever.
Maybe 12 if I bomb.
That would just make getting around and you can extend your night too. You don't have to worry about
as long as the chef doesn't stay in your house. As long as he knows I'm not gonna do small talk with him while he's cooking.
Yeah, I have to imagine that this is like the.
And do I have to pay for the ingredients? If not, then chef, you save way more money.
He says free and unlimited.
Then chef, 100%. 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
You can't say no to a chef.
You gotta go chef.
God,
probably.
I would look so much better if someone could cook for me. My diet is trash. Unless I'm in the Delta Lounge, then I eat so healthy. I eat all the greens in the Delta Lounge. Come on.
Dude, yeah, I'm trying to okay, yeah, I would do cook. Connor, what would you do?
Cook 100%.
It's probably
an easy one.
It's a no-brainer.
I don't think that's even
Sean,
a close
great question though, man. You got us thinking for a sec.
If a chauffeur also included a pilot, maybe I'd pick that. If you could have a pilot ready, private jet, that maybe. If I didn't have to think of the environmental implications, yeah.
Oh, that would just that would. The environmental implication just weighing on Geoff all the time. You would be such a private jet guy.
Oh, Drago's finding out about this thing called a conscience.
No, dude. You would be a private jet guy.
I would never. I flew private jet one time for that gig in Maui. That was enough, and then I don't need to do it again. Yeah, never.
Okay.
No, don't need to.
I want to say this.
I like being around the plebeians. I like when they cough. I like when they talk loudly to the person next to them, and I love a baby crying.
Happy to say this on record. If I ever have $100 million, you people will never see me in an airport ever again. Ever.
If you get $100 million, either there's been such runaway inflation that is worth like $7 today,
right?
Or there's been a huge break in the entertainment industry. Yeah. Something has gone terribly wrong.
I just a clip really hit.
Yeah, one of your clips. Drago went so viral. He's worth $100 million. You monetize one Instagram clip that everyone on Earth sees.
Yeah. If I had $100 million, I would donate a little more.
There's kids in Zimbabwe like, you gotta watch this tall white man. Look at this. He says dating's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dating is a little weird.
They all agreed. And I PJ around. That's what I would do.
PJ around. My God. Getting a BJ and a PJ.
You know it, brother.
Come on.
We do got to wind this back.
We got to wind it down. Yeah. What are we going to talk about in the Patreon? I don't really know what I got this week. I got a couple Detroit things.
We can go over some new jokes. I tried to write some stuff. Didn't really work.
Oh yeah. I'll tell the people I've been Remember when we came up with that pickleball joke together? I gave Alex like 3 months to do it. He never did it. I've now taken it to the
I don't
stage.
know why you came up with that pickleball joke together.
We did. I said Jackie Robinson of pickleball. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I had a pickleball clip that actually did go viral.
Yes, and then I thought, what about there should be a Jackie Robinson of pickleball?
You said it should be Jackie Robinson of Tiger Woods instead of Tiger Woods. That's what you said.
But then you never took it. You never did it.
I didn't think I could really make it for the stage.
Exactly. There we go. Yeah.
And Geoff took it without telling me.
I did. I told you long ago. I was like, if you don't use that, I'm gonna go on stage with it. I said Jackie Robinson of pickleball, and now it's the greatest joke ever written.
Yeah. I'm sure it's good.
Got a joke about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Maybe we'll talk about that one in the Patreon.
Okay.
Trying to do some more history jokes. I'm trying to be a history comic. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do. I got a couple
jokes
new things
you'll have that you won't like at all.
I got a couple jokes about being sick because that's where I was. That's what was happening to me.
At least you said was in the past tense.
We're getting there, folks.
That's good.
One day at a time.
These jokes. You guys ever stare at the wall so much you decide to become a better man?
That could be it. That's going to be me.
That's good. You really you're not watching TV. You're not reading. You're not looking at your phone. You're just staring at the ceiling.
No, I've watched every Bucks game. I'm watching a lot of ball.
Oh, you're watching a lot of ball. Had time to turn on the TV to watch ball. Couldn't post something on Instagram. Couldn't.
I haven't like, even looked at I've been off the grid for sure.
So interesting. The priorities we find.
I posted our for the first time on our pod page. I made that mistake. I took like 2 weeks off the pod page.
Yeah, it's just our career, folks. It's no big deal.
I posted. We're good.
Did.
We're back.
The algorithm forgot who we are. They're like, who's this?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they've been sick. Oh, I guess we'll forgive them.
Yeah.
He had a sinusitis infection.
Oh, dude. Yeah. The algorithm is
very forgiving,
sympathetic
to that.
to the sinus infection community, sinus infected community.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you made it out, man. It sounded harrowing.
Dude, it was insane. It was insane.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah. What do you got to promote now that you're better? What do you got coming up?
So this is next week I'll be in Atlanta with Geoff, and the week after that I'll be in Philly with Geoff.
Atlanta and Philly. I'm also in New Orleans. Where else are you at?
And the week after that, Chicago, 11/27, folks.
Wow, sell it out on that. Was that the day before Thanksgiving?
Got to.
Blackout Wednesday, folks.
Come
sell
on,
it out
guys.
for him. You could probably do 2 shows.
A couple Serbs hit me up, said they're coming by.
Wow, the Serbs.
Some Balkan pigs will rise up.
Little do they know you've given up on your community long ago and disparaged them openly.
The people, but we'll rally around being former proud Serbs.
There's been a lot of Albanians at my shows. What do you feel about the Albanian people? I've done crowd work with like 5 Albanian guys in the last 2 weeks.
Albanians are they're in the Midwest, you know? Like
okay. So they're known quantities in the Midwest. Yeah, like a guy named Olti was in the crowd in Detroit.
But like the Balkans, yeah, they found their way to, like, my dad was born in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So
that's where Pete Maravich is from.
I think he was,
or was he West
Virginia? Yeah,
one of the two, West Virginia or Ohio. Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, and then Boston, December 6th.
Okay, I'm also in Bloomington and Louisville, folks. Check those out, and Omaha and San Diego. Yeah. Buy tickets, folks. The jokes are good. It's good to laugh. This has been episode 145 of the You're an Idiot podcast, the last one before the beginning of the Trump dictatorship, folks.
Ooh.
And if Trump's elected, we're just going to say the N-word. We'll be required to. Yeah. So that's just what's going to happen.
And I'm calling everything gay. Believe that.
Oh, God. That's actually something we'll have to take out. We'll have to fight back against. Yeah. We can't have Alex turning into that lame Austin caricature. Sports are gay. Everything's gay. I have no imagination. I can't think of anything else.
That's the line
you can't think of. It's just so unimaginative. It's just not funny. It's just lame.
Oh my God. Calling things gay is funny.
No, it's
dude.
not. That's so lame and like just shows a lack of mental acuity. Shows a lack of just a lack of thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Listeners, pipe in. See what do you think about Drago bringing back this boring trope from the early 2000s?
So many people have said it.
Yeah. And how many of those do we respect?
Not that many, but some.
Interesting. 65 episodes N-word free, folks. Maybe not many more, though, if Trump has his way with America tomorrow. We'll see you next year, folks. See you next week. It's going to be a new dawn in America. Good night and good luck.
Good night.
Bye.
Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.